Hello everybody and welcome to another video. So in this video we're going to be talking about the up and coming pre-order for the Warhammer The Old World, which is going to be the new Arcane journal, and pretty much we're going to be a little bit of a little talk about what is in there and potentially how that's going to work. Obviously the leaks aren't out yet, the book hasn't been revealed. I'm imagining at some point this week it will be. But if you do like my content, please like, subscribe and share and all that good stuff. But most importantly, if you are a part of the 72% who have watched my content, who have yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button and help my channel grow. Big giveaway at 5,000 subscribers once I hit it. But anyway, let's jump in and get waffling. This weekend sees us getting some new pre-orders. Now, the main, obviously, pre-order that we're getting is the Underworld's Spikewood, but that's not what this video is to talk about, although keep an eye on the channel, there may be some Chaos Dwarfs coming very soon. Anyway, to keep up, but there's a lot of cool stuff there if you are an Age of Sigmar fan and looking for some pretty cool Age of Sigmar miniatures in the form of all the little warbands. But that's not what we're talking about. We are talking about this, the War on Settra's Fury. Yes, it was previewed a while ago. We've already had the Dragon Storm of the Dragon Cathay book number 2, and this is going to be our first sort of campaign book for Warhammer The Old World. Now, the format for Horus Heresy and The Old World seems to be that the campaign books will be in and around these Arcane journal format. I'm a big fan of that. They are ultra cheap. They're like £15-16. You get a load of rules and you get a load of lore, and it's quite cool, and they look pretty good on your shelf. I have quite a lot of them up here next to my army book there. My rule book is downstairs because I was reading it. But what do we get in this book? Like, what do we get? And we do get a little bit of a blurb, and we're going to be talking about a little bit of that in a second. So Settra, the Imperator, continues his march on the border princes in order to reach the vaults, the range of mountains that sits on Bretonia's southern border. And in the new 48-page Arcane journal, the supplement contains background lore on the war in the border princes. Awesome, we love background lore. As well as rules for the battle march, which is quite nice. A new high-speed game mode of 500 to 750 points. Filthy speed dating of 500 filthy lists. I like it. Force limitations, 3 deployment maps and changes. But on top of that, we also get rules for monstrous mounts and incantations for the mortuary cult, as well as 2 armies of infamy. And this is what we're going to be talking about in this video. Renegade crowns, which is going to be basically your border prince army, and the Slayer host, the dwarven mountain holds. And that is what we're going to be talking about right now. So the Slayer horde, basically the Slayer army. Now, for me, I'm super excited for that, because if I was to do a dwarven army, it would definitely be in the form of a Slayer army, because Slayers are cool, man. Why would you not like Slayers? Crazy, killy dwarfs with ginger mohawks that are semi-naked, just on a death oath, carving their way through the enemy to die a glorious death. Plus, one of my favourite characters in fantasy, Gotrek, is the ultimate Slayer, or the worst Slayer, depending on how you look at it. Now, I personally don't think that the army is going to be on par with what we had during the Storm of Chaos. I had a Slayer army during the Storm of Chaos, and it was absolutely busted. You had an incredibly strong army that hit incredibly hard and was unbreakable. And it just didn't go anywhere. So you had big blocks of Slayers, 40 strong, slamming into the enemy, and you weren't able to kill them. And if you couldn't kill them, they were going to kill you. And it was absolutely busted, because psychology just didn't work on them. They didn't care if you caused terror. They didn't care if you caused fear. They didn't care if you killed 15 of them. They were just going to keep on fighting until either you completely died or they did. And a lot of the times you would break before them, and then you would get your arse handed to you. It was a disgustingly strong army, and I don't think we're going to get that. It would be probably kind of cool that if we get rules for additional Slayer type units, likes of Giant Slayers and Troll Slayers, rather than just generic Slayers. It would be kind of cool if we also get rules for Slayer pirates, the ones with the little pistols. You know, they are in Total War 3, so it would be pretty cool if we got them. And it would be really cool if we had rules for actual Slayer characters as well, other than the King. I think the Army of Infamy is going to very much focus on the Slayer. I think the bulk of the army will be the Slayer. You're going to be able to take a lot more Slayers than what you currently can, but I do think there will be an element of non-Slayer models in there in the form of warriors, war machines, and things like that. So I'm pretty excited about that. The Border Prince army is also really interesting. Now, the Renegade Crowns of the Empire of Man. Now, we already have kind of a Border Prince army in the Bretonnian Arcane Journal with the Border Princes. I think that this is kind of going to be the sort of the Empire version of that, so we'll probably get the bulk of the army will be an Empire army, and then we'll have other units that are kind of semi-Bretonnian, so I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see some form of disgraced Knights of the Realm on their horses in the army, the same way as we kind of have in the Bretonnian book, that sort of militia, men-at-arms amalgamation type unit between that. I think we'll probably get them as well, but we'll probably see other things of Bretonnian ilk. Because you've got to remember that the Border Princes region is a melting pot, a smorgasbord of either disgraced lords and barons and dukes from the Bretonnia, and obviously the nobility from the Empire have kind of moved down to the south in an area of pretty dangerous terrain and elements. You've got a lot of orcs down there, you've got the ogres are not that far away, and obviously there is a lot of undead as well. It is basically your frontier of the Empire of Man and Bretonnia, and it is kind of like that really dangerous Badlands type place. There are some sort of gems, and I do hopefully we'll see this in the future with the Dwarves second book, Barrack Var, the actual naval port for the Dwarven Kingdoms and the Dwarven Holds. That is also in and around that region. The Border Prince area right now is kind of a melting pot. It's also like we're very much due a crazy goblin riding a wolf to turn up at some point doing his big war, and I could kind of see that getting an Arcane Journal on its own as well. But I think this Arcane Journal is going to be interesting, and I'm super looking forward to it. I'll be pre-ordering it on Saturday. I don't get sent free early access copies, so as soon as I get it in a couple of weeks, I will have a good deep dive of it and we can have a little chat about it, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what it brings. I'm really hoping that we get a full crazy Dwarven army, but I don't think we will. I think they've learnt their lesson from the Storm of Chaos, and I think they will sort of tone it back somewhat. But here's fingers crossed, and here's hoping, and then if we do, we're going to be buying a lot of metal dwarfs to do a full Dwarven hold, because it would be super cool. A full army of nakedness. But that's the video. I thought I'd just make a little bit of video because I was kind of excited about it. I have been feverishly working away on Mao Ying. The painting tutorial will hopefully come up this week, and I will have the second part of Logan Grimnar this week as well. And I've got a couple of other videos that I want to be doing in regards for the cafe, regarding the Sentinels and things like that. So yeah, lots of cool stuff coming. So like I said, if you are one of those 72% who watch my content but don't subscribe, please hit that subscribe button, ring the bell so you don't miss out on any future content, like and share and comment and all that good stuff. And you can check out my members and Patreon areas if you want to. You don't need to, but it's nice if you do. I am Pointy, this is the video, and I will catch you all in the next one. Goodbye for